Hi, welcome to my Microsoft 365 AI Workplace update for April 2026. As usual, there has been a lot going on. Many thanks to AudioCodes, who are the benefactor for Empowering Cloud this month. Really appreciate all their support. Catch them next week at M365 Conf. I will be out there too. Looking forward to that. Also at CommsV Next and at Commsverse later in the year. Some great events if you can get to them. We've got some updates on Places. We've got updates on Cowork. Really impressed with that so far, including the new Opus 4.7 model. More news about Anthropic models coming into Copilot, including Researcher. Some news about AI data processing in and outside the EU. New SharePoint Experience. Lots of Teams news. Lots of roadmap. Some new Teams devices as well. So let's jump right in. If you haven't been on Powering Cloud lately, we have some great updates. We had a really good insider live session on Microsoft Places, helping everybody understand it, what you get in the box now with the new licensing changes with Chris, Brennan, and Craig. And Craig gave us a really good customer perspective on what it's like to roll out Places. So do check that out if you're interested in Microsoft Places. There's a new blog on multi-platform UCaaS with New Wave. And I talked to Gordon Eddy at Ribbon about their latest on moving their SBC portfolio into the cloud, including some big news for them on an AWS partnership. And on the podcast, we've had some great shows recently. Frontline Workers was a big conversation with SpectraLink and Patrick at Cavell. Some updates on the Teams Queues app with Sean. Look out for the whole Teams phone team on Teams Fireside Chat in May. On to the Microsoft 365 and Copilot news. We talked about this last month, but just a bit more detail now. Microsoft 365 E7 Frontier Suite. We have pricing, we have some understanding of what the bundle is. I hear Microsoft are already talking to customers about stepping up to E7 and what that means for them. Copilot Cowork is now out in Frontier, only Frontier, and only if you have the Anthropic models enabled. It is really, really impressive. This is the Copilot I feel like we wanted when Copilot was first launched. This can send emails, it can book meetings, it can create PowerPoint files built on Microsoft Cloud in containers running on Microsoft Cloud, tightly connected into Graph, and obviously auditable and controllable. I'm really, really excited for this. It's got some growing pains at the moment. It's definitely at its limits, and I think we'll be seeing more and more advances coming in Cowork over the coming weeks. I had an awesome conversation with Bass on the podcast. Should be coming out in the next couple of weeks. He is one of the engineers behind Cowork, actually started on the Cowork project, and he gave us some real insight into what Microsoft have been doing, their approach to being multi-model, and where they're going with Cowork and beyond. So look out for that podcast soon. We're now past April 15th, so we talked about this last month. If you have the full M365 Copilot license, nothing changes for you. If you're in an organization greater than 2,000 seats and you don't have the M365 Copilot license, you will get a basic Copilot chat experience. You won't get the Office apps integration. And if you're below 2,000 seats and you don't have a license, you'll get a bit more functionality, albeit kind of rate limited. There's a diagram there to give you an idea of what's what, and these are the two messages to take a look at. But this has now gone live, and the documentation has been updated on the link below to reflect the M365 Chat Basic, the Copilot Basic and Copilot Premium labels in the product as well. Multi-model is something I'm really excited about in Copilot. We've now seen more multi-model options coming in. So we have Anthropic's Claude models coming into Copilot Chat. We also have auto model selection coming, where you'll be able to automatically toggle from an admin perspective which groups get which models. I wonder if at any point in time we'll see admins being able to say, this group of users are using these models and this provider, and this group of models using these providers. And not just on where they are or who they are, but maybe even cost. Like, does everybody get the absolute Opus 4.7, Codex 5.4 superpower models, or do different people get access to different tooling? I'm really excited about Anthropic models, but we have to acknowledge that not all of this is going to be available in the EU compute region, and therefore lots of organizations in Europe won't be able to turn on the Anthropic capabilities because they don't want their data processed outside the EU data boundary, and also not applicable to government clouds as well. And here's a deeper look at that auto critique and model counsel in Researcher. This is a really exciting capability. Again, if you're in Frontier, have a look at this. But this is where Microsoft being multi-model really shows a lot of power. is they can bring the right models to the right use case, but they can also play the models off each other. We've seen a lot of this happening in coding, even to the point where in Claude Code, OpenAI have written a plugin for Claude Code to let you use codecs in Claude Code. And kind of the same concept here. We can take the best of both models to challenge each other, revise the content, and provide the best output possible. There is a new setting coming in Copilot to make the Anthropic models the default for Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We've seen Anthropic be on an absolute tear in terms of the level of capability their models have to use tools and to interact with tools. And that seems to be coming through in the Office integrations, both in their first-party plugins for Office and also when you're using Anthropic models in Copilot in the Office apps. Again, data processing considerations here, EU data boundary. And this is something I talked about earlier on the intro, quite an important capability for some organizations, particularly if you are multinational. This is the ability to allow third-party AI models, aka Anthropic at the moment, for a subset of users in your tenant or a group. So rather than having them all on or all off, you might have a set of users that you're happy to use Anthropic because you're not so worried about the data they work with going outside the EU data boundary, but other sets of users can't. You might have certain countries that want to allow it, but not other countries. And this really feels like the EU AI Anthropic update this month, but this is a really important one. Microsoft are introducing new flex routing that allows the LLM inferencing to burst outside the EU data boundary on demand to help the Copilot experience. So there's clearly very limited compute inside of Europe, not just with Microsoft, with all the models. Microsoft want to have a default where they will be able to burst outside that region. That will be fine for some customers. They might be able to accept that risk, but some other customers definitely won't be able to because of commitments inside their organization or inside their country. So watch out for this one, keeping an eye on the highly competitive landscape of AI in Microsoft 365 and knowledge work. Claude continue to be on a bit of a run. They have now added a plugin for Word to join their Excel and PowerPoint plugins. And Claude have also opened up their Microsoft 365 connector to all tiers of their licensing. This is a super fast evolving space and really exciting to see this level of competition. Lastly, on M365 news, I just wanted to call this out. Quite a meaningful experience update for SharePoint. Jeff Teeper talked about this on the podcast recently and gave us a lot of detail. This is the official message center message that gives you full details of the redesign, the new bar on the left, also which features are gated by the Microsoft 365 Copilot license and which features are in the box as well. On to Microsoft Teams and AI Workplace news. So first up, just a reminder that the new licensing changes have now landed. We're in April. So those places licenses come into Teams Core, all the extra events capabilities coming into Teams Core as well. This was a really meaningful, good news story for Teams licensing and really unlocks lots of organizations getting into Microsoft Places and really taking much more advantage of Microsoft Teams as an events platform as well without needing that premium license. Lots of quality of life updates on Teams, on chat and collaboration, and also some great new security features. I won't run through every single one. You can check out the Message Center links and slides there. But multi-tenant, multi-account is a really big one. Microsoft are working really hard on streamlining the experience for those that live across multiple tenants. Enter key control, so deciding whether enter is send or whether enter is new line. Various UI experience improvements, mark all as read, improved image light boxes, etc. Big one that lots of people are excited about is third-party AI bot detection in the meeting lobby. So having those bots identified differently in the lobby and making it easier not to accept those bots into meetings as well. On meetings, lots of work on recap. We've got audio recap in 7 new languages. We also have video-based recaps coming through, which are a really interesting concept. The idea that it can mix together a video summary of a meeting, interpreter improvements, adding traditional Chinese, and a new concept, a long-term Copilot recall beyond transcripts for meetings. This is AI-generated meeting archive policy. This has only just hit the roadmap, so it's early days for this. But this is the idea that there will be a memory built or an archive built across multiple meetings that potentially is different to the transcripts. Really excited for that from a functionality point of view. Really interested to see how that works from a compliance and data point of view as well. And another usability one, testing your mic and speakers before joining the meeting. So at the pre-join screen, being able to click a button, record a message, hear it back to check your mic and speakers are working before you join the meeting. On Teams Phone, we have Copilot in Teams Phone interconnecting to Copilot chat and Work IQ data, bringing that data together into main Work IQ, which is really nice. Multi-line support, we talked about this last month, but that is a really exciting capability. So one user or one phone, being able to have multiple phone numbers, including from different regions or different countries, as long as your regulations support that. A note on legacy phone retirement. There's certain phones from Poly, Yealink and Crestron that are now end of life that you will need to replace or they will be disconnected from the service. And also a report a call option to report suspicious calls that is GAing in April. This is AI meeting recap without transcript. This has been an ask from various organizations that aren't ready to transcribe calls, but are happy to have an AI summary. I'm a little bit worried about what do you double check the AI summary against if you haven't got the transcript. But I do definitely know there are organizations that don't want to enable transcription that are happy to have AI summary. That's coming in June. Teams PowerShell module got an update. This is interesting because it gives us some insight into what Microsoft are doing with AI agents. We haven't got full details of that yet, but you can see Microsoft are clearly heading in a direction where they're seeing Teams as more and more of an agentic platform. And we can see that there's some voice AI coming as well. So excited to hear more about that from the Teams Phone team in due course. A couple of roadmap items: Facilitator detecting and answering questions proactively. This is really exciting for me. This is Facilitator moving from passively taking notes to actually listening through the content of the meeting and being able to offer up answers to questions. Be interesting to see how this is implemented. Essentially, it will constantly be listening and saying, hey, I can provide an answer for this. It will go and do some searching. How's the search work? So there'll be lots of questions. That's coming in June, so we'll get more details soon. Microsoft Attendant Agent, we talked about this in the PowerShell. This is Microsoft having a voice agent for attendance scenarios. That is roadmapped for May. We've seen this in some other platforms, the ability to have an AI answer the call and route the call, and looks like we'll be getting that around May time for Microsoft Teams. On to rooms and devices. 2 new notable certifications. The Cisco RoomKit Pro G2 is now certified for Microsoft Teams, notably certified for large rooms, and this is an MDEP-based device with lots of connectivity, lots of extensibility. And also the Teams Rooms Barco bundle, developed together with Huddly, is now certified. So this gives Barco another option in terms of bundles and cameras and capabilities. On the Teams Rooms and Devices roadmap, we have one that a lot of customers have been really excited to see: enhanced cross-platform SIP join from Android. This is what we've had in Windows for a while, the ability to use one of the third-party providers, Cisco and Pexip being the two, to connect to a SIP-based meeting from a Teams room. We can do that on Windows today. That will be coming for Android in June. And look out for a session I'm doing with the CTO of Pexip on what that is, how it works, what the options are, both kind of technical and commercial. Booking meetings from Teams panels directly coming May, and also digital signage support for Teams panels coming in May as well. So some nice additions to the panel story there. And lastly, let's have a quick look at events. There's plenty going on. We've got Teams Fireside Chat. We've got Copilot Fireside Chat. Looking forward to some interesting webinars as well. We have a Insider Live session on Dynamics 365 Contact Center. We have the Teams Phone team coming on Fireside Chat as well. Looking forward to that. And we have our in-person Copilot session in London as well. A bit further out with MTD AMA, our usual M365 change roundup call. And next week, I will be at M365 Conf. Really looking forward to that. Lastly, if you're able to get to one of these locations, Microsoft are doing an AI-powered workplace tour. You'll see me at the London one on May the 8th. These are going to be really good. I would definitely recommend it. So that's it for this month. That's all your Microsoft 365 Copilot and AI workplace news. Hope that update was really useful for you. If you're at M365 Conf and you see me, please do say hello. Look out for all the news on LinkedIn from there. And if I don't see you before, hopefully I'll see you at one of the online events or see you next month for the next update. Thanks again to AudioCodes for all the support, and look out for them at M365 Conf, CommsVNext and Commsverse in the next few months. Thanks very much.